This is part 2 of digging through another Stitcher's extensive needlework stash. I'm Michelle, this is my romantic tangle, and it is time to unroll all of these needlepoint canvases. Apparently she did a lot of needlepoint. We've got so many canvases here, and some of them are so gorgeous. And because I don't do needlepoint, front and back is going to be a challenge for me. So this is a Santa with wildlife. He is all stitched except for the rabbit and his bird and, oh, the fox and the squirrel. So the animals on the top of the band aren't stitched yet. The sun looks like it is completely stitched. I don't think the camera is catching the pretty sparkle of the metallics. Mrs. Claus, I am betting she goes with that first Santa, and only a corner of the blue background is stitched. Everything else is unstitched, and there's some threads here we think go with her, but not the blue for that background. We have a lion, the king by Ann Tush. Parts of his face and mane are stitched, not very much at all, and there weren't threads with this one. I don't know what this one was going to be, but the colors are sure pretty. This is a cute Halloween picture frame. Look at the scarecrow and the tree and the pumpkins. The initials on it are AT, and I'm not a needlepoint person, but it looks to me like this one's a hand-painted canvas. It's a very pretty kimono. The corner is stitched, or no, there's some texture. It is stitched up to about here. And again, the original threads were not with this one. It's pretty. Here's a little one with a black and white cat. Look at the eyes. And again, maybe hand-painted? If someone knows how to tell the difference, let me know, because I'm curious. This one, it says Tish. I'm assuming these designer names mean something to someone. It is mostly stitched, and there's some amazing texture on this one. And they were rolled up together, so we are guessing these are the threads to finish her. This one's marked TS953. It is stitched up to about here. I'm just making my best guess running my hands over it. I think it's a mouse. It has threads with it. We are just guessing that these are the threads that belong with her, although I don't see any more thread in the shade of blue that would be her apron. This is a gorgeous Santa, and he is big, 2.5 feet tall. I don't think any of this one is stitched yet. It is A. Lawford T00 or 7003. This one's a dragon. None of it is stitched. It says P3 Designs. Here's a cute little pilgrim holding his musket. He is stitched except for his mustache and hair, and only a little bit of the background has been stitched. Assuming that she goes with him, she is all stitched except for, I don't know if the rest of the square was meant to be stitched or if she was going to be a stand-up stuffed pillow. Here's a little teddy bear. I love his glasses. I can't tell what he's holding. His face and glasses and ears and sweater are stitched. His paws and whatever that is in his hand are not. Here's another little bear. I think she might be Betsy Ross. She's got cute little metallic scissors. Her bonnet, apron, and dress and scissors are stitched. Her face, ears, and paws are not. Look at the colors on this one. That is gorgeous. A lot of it is stitched, a lot is not. There are threads, which we are guessing belong with it.
Constantly bending over.
Does that say Rita Ash? I can't tell for sure. That's my best guess. He is gorgeous. So his robes and stick are stitched. His hands are not. His face is not. I am sure that's a hand-painted canvas, and hoping the back gives you a better idea. And he has threads. I'm not sure quite what the intention was here, but there are threads. And I don't even know what's right side up here. So they're painted. They have threads. Some of them are done. And it's been a continuing thing here on the channel. I don't know what direction bats go in. Does he go upside down? something. He has more thread for his wing. This feels like a wool or acrylic, something fuzzy. And then there is some orange DMC. I'm assuming that that was for his little bow tie. But that's all that's here, and your guess is as good as mine. Here's another picture frame. This one is mostly finished except for the stars on the left-hand side, and the existing stars were done in metallic. A really cute little cat. Look at him. He is done except for half of his face. His eyes are a sparkly green metallic, and it looks like she was blending black 6-stranded cotton with some fuzzy stuff to get the bodies in the face. So we're just going to keep that all together. A really cute little pair of lovebirds, and oh wow, this is a very fine count. I don't know what it is. It's a lot tinier than 18 count. The birds and flowers, part of this is stitched, and I can't tell what it is stitched with. It feels softer than DMC would be. Santa, again, this one is partially stitched. The green is not, his beard is not. This one is amazing. It is all sparkly metallics, and it is all stitched except for a corner of the black. She started so many different things. I would love to know what she finished.
I know.
Because I'm sure it's amazing. Look at the cat. I think the cat is completely stitched. And the other cat is completely stitched. My guess is these are Christmas ornaments. Look at Santa and the teddy bear. Specifically, look at Santa's buttons. They are amazing. And I think he is almost entirely stitched. The bear has little ball joints. And oh, we've got more buttons to replace the missing ones. And there's a second Santa. These are tall and skinny and just wonderful. They've got great shading in the beard and the tree branches, and I don't know how you would do that, but it looks like there are written instructions here, and some of the threads are with him. And another tall, skinny Santa. A lot of this one is stitched. Not his face and beard, but his body. And here's a chunky little bear with a crown and a tutu. She is partially stitched. No threads with her. She is sparkly. By the proportions, I am guessing that this guy is supposed to be sewn into a tube. And he looks like a king, and judging by the amount of Christmas stuff we've got in here, I'm going to guess he's a wise man from a nativity. I don't think we've seen anything yet that would go with him, though. Look at her. She is, well, her dress is done. Her face is not done, and a corner of the background is not done. There aren't any threads with her, so we don't have any idea what quite is going on here. I'm going to call him a wizard, not a Santa. What's it say? As you like it today. Something looks like 2003? No, 2043. Maybe that's a stock number. He is cool. And his staff, it's a talon holding an orb, is metallic. He's got an owl on his shoulder. Quite a bit of him is stitched. Guessing this one is a pillow. I have it upside down. Morgan Rose, L. Karen, and some of it is stitched. Oh, that looks like a hand. I'm guessing that's a hand-painted canvas. It's got some great texture. The flowers are stitched. The background is and leaves aren't. I'm not sure what this is. It's stitched. It's pretty. It's got great colors, but I don't know what it is. Number 102, Canvas by Anne. This one is just gorgeous and massive, and only the bottom edge of the middle of the border is stitched on this one. here's a super cute little bunny with skis. He is stitched except for that background. If you have ideas how to save these partially stitched backgrounds when you don't know what the original thread was, let us know. Here's another lady. She is done except for her face and hands. There's some sparkly detail here and some amazing texture on her clothing.
She matches mine.
Yeah, I think we saw her friend earlier. This one, parts of the clothing are stitched. Again, the texture is amazing. I think that this and that may have been intended to be the same color. Look at the little Pueblo. Is that not the cutest thing? That is completely stitched. Oh, we got more bears. This bear is not stitched at all, just the canvas. This bear is not stitched at all, just the canvas. A little witchy bear. A little chef bear. Look at his knife. I'm sure she would have stitched that knife in metallic thread. I know nothing about the stitcher, but I bet she would have stitched that in metallic thread. And here's another one that hasn't been started yet. A gorgeous horse. Look at how tiny these are. The gauge of that, it's tinier than 18 count, I'm sure, and they are cute. Nothing has been stitched on them. A cat with a witch's hat, nothing has been stitched. A fantastic little rabbit all dressed up fancy. Again, he is that fine gauge and has not been stitched yet. I am looking at the shading on this and wondering, how do you know where to put the stitches? Very cute little house. Again, completely unstitched. I'm guessing that might be hand painted, and it's probably only 4 inches in diameter. I'm not familiar with the Nutcracker, but this little king mouse with the needle spear has got to be from the Nutcracker, right? Especially considering the Christmas tree and ornament. None of him is stitched. Super cute little cardinal stocking. It is not very large at all, and it is just, I love the birds and the vines and everything. And this metallic unicorn is, the bits that are stitched are very sparkly. It's got some water damage. It's definitely got some age to it, but it is neat. Here, front and back, so I'm assuming he has to be a doll. The front looks like it is all stitched. His little friend on the back and the back of his head are not stitched. Not sure which way is right side up. A lot of this is stitched. Not all of it. A Santa moon. None of that one is stitched. A bouquet of yellow flowers. Again, none of that is stitched. Front and back of a horse. It says shorebird. None of that is stitched. We seem to have got from the whips to the thing she hasn't started yet. A little ghost with a pumpkin and a sign, and look at his little lantern. Here's another little southwestern building. Probably goes with the one we saw a couple of minutes ago. Very pretty little temple with a dragon. None of that is stitched. And a cat door hanger. At least I am assuming that is why the tail is curved and it is shaped like that. A barn? Maybe. I don't know if there would have been a roof or just these two pieces went front and back. None of it's stitched. The colors are gorgeous. Here's a kimono with cranes. Now we have pieces of a nativity, so let's guess this is a wise man. A pair of donkeys. I love all the details in these. A camel, although I'm not sure that that camel is the same style as the other animals. We may have multiple nativities here. This camel is definitely not similar to the others. These are all unstarted. Look hand painted to my untrained eye. There's a fan and a really beautiful peacock that has not been started yet. There's a little I think I see a halo and wings, so she must be an angel. Really cute folk art pattern on her dress. Her hem and sleeves are the only part of her that's been stitched. Here's a round crescent moon with sparkly details. It looks completely stitched. It's another wise man bearing gifts and a peacock. He's got metallic details. He is partially stitched. Maybe the back will give you a better idea of what still needs to be done on him. And a jack-o'-lantern door hanger. I love the smile and the spider web. He is pretty, and he appears to be totally stitched. Partially stitched tiger, and there are threads that we are assuming go with him. He has only had a bit of the background. Oh no, a lot of the tiger is stitched too. This piece is about 3/4 of the way stitched. It's got a little bit of staining, but look at how pretty that is. And there's still some other little unstitched flowers in the center portion there. And we're assuming again that these are the threads that go with it. It's hard to go through someone else's stash and tell what they intended. All of this belonged to a stitcher who unexpectedly passed away, and her family donated her stash to a quilting group I belong to. Mom and I have been going through it and trying to figure out what is going to become of it. Part 1 of this video has all of the specialty threads and the sashiko and some glorious counted cross stitch. It was really fascinating to get a glimpse into another stitcher's life, and a little frustrating sometimes to try to puzzle together what her intentions might have been. I'm glad that her family decided to donate everything to the quilting group, so one way or another it will get to stitchers who will use it. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.